Hi guys, my name is Alex. I am a sex coach, and today we are talking about probably one of the most underrated sex toys, sex tools, if you will, that exists in the world. This thing is really underutilized, and it is really amazing in what it can provide for you in terms of sexual pleasure, sexual stimulation, all that good stuff. So let's begin. What is this sex toy? So if you missed my Valentine's Day video, go check that out. It's pretty funny and it's also pretty informative. But anyway, in that video, I basically go over this sex toy or sex tool. I don't know if I can call it a toy, but I basically go through a sexual scenario where you're using this, and I wanted to make a full video explaining how great this thing is and why you should invest in one, or you don't really need to invest in one. You can just kind of do it. But that one thing, if you're wondering, is a blindfold. A blindfold is an extremely powerful psychological tool that you can use to enhance the psychological stimulation of your sex, thus enhancing pleasure and amazingness of the sexual experience. A blindfold adds this element of mystery, of suspense. Your partner won't know what's coming because they can't see anything, and humans are extremely visual creatures. We rely on our sight more than pretty much any other sense, and so if you eliminate that from the sexual experience, it kind of allows your partner to get out of that sense of just always looking at stuff and always getting visual stimuli, and it kind of enhances the touch that you're giving them, what they're hearing, the sounds, all that kind of stuff. It kind of enhances the other senses, and so it's going to enhance the physical stimulation that you provide, and it's going to make sex feel better. If you pair a blindfold with dirty talk and whispering in your partner's ear and telling them what you're going to do to them and giving them commands while they're blindfolded, it puts them in this kind of submissive experience because they're kind of helpless. They can't see anything. They don't know what's coming. So it really gets your mind going. It gets your mind racing, and it allows your partner to be way more present and engaged in that sexual experience. And that is our goal in providing all good sexual experience. Really, if we can stimulate our partner's minds, then what we do to their body will be way better and way more pleasurable. If you think about it, if you're not focused on something or you're distracted, it's not going to be as good as it would be if you were just sitting down there focusing. Take music, for example. If you're listening to music and it's kind of background music and maybe you're doing work and stuff, that's just what it is. It's background music, and it's not necessarily going to be like this pleasurable experience. Whereas if you put yourself into a concert where you are there basically solely to listen to that music and maybe drink and do drugs, it makes that music, it makes that sound so much more pleasurable because of the atmosphere, because you're totally focused on that experience. And we want sex to be like that. We don't want what we're doing sexually to be background noise. We want it to be front and center. We want it to be like a concert. And so by adding these things, these tools that are going to enhance the psychological stimulation, that is going to keep your partner more present, more invested in that experience. And the blindfold adds that mystery and suspense that will keep them on their toes and always wondering what's going to happen next. And so if you really want to spice up your sex life, add this and blindfold your partner. They won't be able to have their mind wander because they're going to be anticipating the next thing you do, the next touch you do, whatever the next thing you say, because their visual input is taken out and they don't really have room to daydream now, because they have to rely on other senses that they're not used to. This is another great way to add variety, which variety is pretty awesome. It's also psychologically stimulated for that reason, because if it represents something new and you've never been blindfolded during sex, that in itself is going to be exciting. Any kind of new thing you introduce into sex is going to make it more pleasurable because it's more exciting and more arousing, and you're going to be more immersed in that experience. And that's what sex is all about, as I have said already a million times. How do you go about implementing this? It's easy. You just tell your partner that you have something in store for them and you want to try this new sexual thing, and then you do it. And make sure when you're blindfolded, when your partner is blindfolded, to always keep up the communication, always keep up the dirty talk, because if you eliminate one sense and then you don't kind of give them something else to listen to, or you don't kind of replace that sense with anything else, then you can kind of waste that experience. And so really in every sexual experience you should be dirty talking, but this one especially. Give your partner something to listen to, and this doesn't have to be all the time, but don't just put the blindfold on and then just do whatever you usually do in sex. Make it a full experience and it will blow your partner's mind for sure. So there you have it. This is an extremely underrated tool in sex and sexual pleasure, and so you don't really need to go out and buy anything. You don't actually need to buy a blindfold. You can use things that you already have. Make sure you're not putting like a bag over your partner's head and strangling them, or like smothering them with a pillow. That wouldn't be good. For some it might be sexually stimulating, but maybe consult your partner before doing that. But anyway, it's easy to do. Just blindfold your partner. They're not going to see what's coming, obviously, because they can't see. And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be arousing. It's going to be awesome. So there you go. Hope you liked this video. Hope you found it informative. If you did, please consider leaving me a like, leave me a comment. The YouTube algorithm likes that, and then they'll show this video to more people, which would be awesome for me, and I would really appreciate it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Helps me out as well. And until next time, hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.